Hey, Russell of Hotels going live just for a couple minutes. You guys know how I do it. It's the daily check-in with Russell of Hotels. I know it's kind of late. It's like 5:13 on the West Coast. You know, the West Coast is the best coast. But anyway, we're not talking about that right now. But anyway, this is the daily check-in with Russell of Hotels. I normally do this Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So today is Friday. So regardless of what time it is, I got to do it, right? I have to show up and do it like I normally do. So let me just see if I'm live on these platforms that I'm supposed to be live on. Let's see. So welcome to the Instagram, my Instagram family. Welcome to them. Okay, so we're live on LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and Facebook. Okay, so welcome to everybody. If you have comments, feel free to, make comments or make comments in the chat because it's all about engagement, right? It's all about getting involved or being part of the process, being part of the telecast here. What do you call this? It's called a telecast, the streaming. Okay, the streamcast. Anyway, hope you guys are doing well. And this will not be that long because I do have somewhere to go in like 15 minutes. So I guess it depends on how many people talk or how many people want to say something, whatever, or how fast I get through the stuff I need to get through. Okay. So every time I do one of these shows, it's all about elevating the brand, right? So I've been elevating the brand for the last, I think this will be the third day that I've elevated this one hotel because I guess it's top of mind right now because I've been there at least one time this week. I received a contract from them. I've been talking about it. So it's only natural that you kind of elevate that one brand because it's top of mind. And that's where that whole marketing thing comes in, that whole branding and elevating your brand and visibility and all that kind of stuff. So that's where all that comes in if you haven't figured it out. So a lot of times it's the last hotel you've seen or the last person from a hotel that has called you or contacted you. That's the one that's top of mind, right? So we have to be, or maybe the last one you saw on Instagram or on LinkedIn or wherever. I mean, that's why we have to be as visual as we can, right? I mean, I know I'd say that all the time and I beat it to death. Well, guess what? I'm gonna continue to beat it to death because it's important. And I think we missed the point. Okay, we missing the point. But from what I've seen, the people that get it, they're doing it right. They're not like sitting on the sidelines, right? They're like, hey, I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take this social media thing by the horns, or this visibility thing, or this branding thing by the horns, and I'm gonna let people know that I'm here, right? Who I am, what I can do, and how I can help, or who I am, what I do, and how I can help people. So, and that's what you want to do, right? That's what you want to do, but sometimes we don't want to do it. But anyway, so let's get to it, okay? So I said that I'm always going to showcase a hotel. So it's the same one I've been showcasing, right? In fact, I showcased it yesterday. If you weren't here yesterday, that's okay. I got you covered because I'm showing it again today. Okay. So there you go. So once again, this is the Pacific Palms Resort out there in City of Industry. City of Industry is about 30, I'm gonna say about 40 minutes. Let's just say 40 minutes from downtown Los Angeles, east of downtown Los Angeles. So from where I live, because I probably live about 10 minutes from downtown. So it probably took me about 50 minutes to get there, which is not a bad drive, into the City of Industry right off of the 60 freeway. So not a bad drive. So if you know the City of Industry area or the 60 freeway, near Hacienda Heights, near Puente Hills Mall. Remember Puente Hills Mall back in the day? Do we remember that? Back in the day, there's some people, some old school people out there like, oh my God, I remember the Puente Hills Mall. Well, it's on top of the hill. The hotel is on top of the hill. And it was formerly, years ago, a Sheraton. It was a Sheraton Industry Hills or the Industry Hills Sheraton, whatever, one of those names. So that's what it was before. Now it's the Pacific Palms Resort. 292 guest rooms, 45,000 square feet of meeting space or event space, meeting and event space. They have a ton of outside space as well. They have this tent on the top. It's not on the top floor, but kind of overlooks their patio area. I mean, it's nice. They have a lot of nice, unique space. So you know what? Hey, I'm about to sign that contract. I'm about to sign that contract and send it back. So, okay, so this is the lobby area. Lobby. And I'm gonna go through these rather quickly. This is the gazebo out there. You can get married there. I mean, you can have events. Look how green that is. This was yesterday, right? I took this picture yesterday. So look at that. Isn't that a beautiful view? And Southern California has been very nice this whole week has been nice. So you see some scattered like little light clouds and all that, but hasn't been raining, nothing like that. Weather's been nice. Weather's been cooperating. So it's been that, that picture perfect Southern California weather. That's why people come here. Okay. That's why they come here, because of that scenery, the green, the palm trees. And I'm going to show you the palm trees in a minute. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. So this is one of their rooms that they use. I think our group is going to be in this particular room. Does like 190 inside, and then it has space on the perimeter on the outside that kind of overlooks the golf course. And did I mention they have golf there? Oh yeah, they have a golf course there too. I think 2 of them. So it's very nice. Very nice. Let's see. Okay, there's a double, not a double queen or double kings. They're double doubles, meaning there's 2 double-sized beds. I don't know why seems like my camera keeps going in and out. It keeps going in and out. Oh, okay. You got one more time to do that, camera, and then we're gonna switch over to the other camera. So let's don't do that again. Don't force me to do it. Technology is something else, isn't it? Technology. So okay, this is a view from up, of course. I don't know. I don't remember what floor we were on, but that's a view of. You can see the pool on the left, but the big kind of kidney shaped thing, that's a pond. That's not the pool. Okay, so that's just a shallow pond. I'm sure it has light features and all that kind of stuff. So that's what that is. Okay, camera. Let's see. Let me just switch over. Let's see if I can get. See, I don't know. I say I don't even like that camera, but if one is acting up, acting so much it needs an Academy Award, then you got to switch over. Okay, you just can't use the same camera if it's going to act up like that. And I don't know why it was doing that, but let's see. Sometimes cameras can be temperamental for whatever reason. So okay, golf. Yeah, I mentioned golf. There you go. Golf carts right there, ready, lined up, ready for your group. Okay. And they have the non-meat eats. I mean, I couldn't even complain. They have non-meat eats, which means that this hotel is creative. The chef is creative. If they have on their menu, their regular menu, some dishes that are non-meat eats, meaning you have an option for tofu instead of chicken or fish or whatever, beef. That's what I'm all about that. Okay, so there you go. So now I know that if it's banquet and people have different dietary needs or restrictions, I know that they have it on their regular menu, so they must be able to serve that for the banquet as well. Okay, so that's at least how I look at things. And I always want to make sure I do check out their restaurant just to see if they are, vegan friendly or whatever, something like that. Okay, although because you guys know I don't eat meat, so there you go. This is a king size room right here. You see the view right there. You can actually see downtown from here. And like I said, it's about 50-minute drive from me, but you can see downtown Los Angeles from there. And this is the outside. So this is the pond right there. Remember I mentioned, I showed it from up above. That's the pond right there. So this is right outside their restaurant. So, man, it's so cool. So nice, so nice. Craig says, yum. Thank you. Thank you, Craig. I appreciate that. He says, yum. That's good. Yeah, it was pretty good, Craig. I must say so. And you can see how green it is. Look at that. Let me just go back to it. Craig. Look at that. And I asked for extra broccoli, Craig. Oh my God. You guys know how much I like broccoli, right? Maybe you don't, but now you do. So in a stir fry, broccoli in a stir fry like this, oh my God, with tofu, oh my gosh, it was so good. It was so good. So yeah, so once again, Craig says, yum. Thank you so much for joining, Craig. I always appreciate you for coming in to support. So I got one quick topic. Okay, just real quick. It's not going to take that long because I don't have that much time, right? So let me just check on Instagram to see if there's any comments over there. Nope, no comments over there. That's okay. Because this was not going to last that long. So I'm like 10 minutes right now. So maybe I got about 5 more minutes. Let's see. It just depends. It depends. Topic: when you're not selling, and this is for of course, hotel destination salespeople. Okay, let's just single those people out. When you're not selling, what should you be doing for your brand? That's a good question. You should be branding for your brand. You should be marketing your brand. So selling, direct selling, me in front of Craig in front of me, we're selling each other, whatever. Um, that's one thing. If you're, taking Craig to lunch, I'm whining and dining him because he has the potential to have a group at my hotel, right? Well, what happens when Craig's not there, or no one else is there for me to take out, or maybe everybody's busy, right? And that comes a time where we're not traveling, we're not seeing clients, we're just doing a lot of busy work. We're maybe putting contracts out and things like that. But when you have that, I'm not saying you have a lot of spare time, but in your time that I think we should always make time for marketing and branding, or marketing your branding. Yeah, you know what I mean? So elevating your brand, if that's in the realm of posting things, we need to do more of that. If that's in the realm of, you know, doing or being a participant in like a a podcast or a talk show, like a on air with Russell of Hotels, or maybe a Craig and a Glenn show. I mean, one of those two things, right? Friday night audits, or whatever the case may be. If you get an opportunity to do those things and to talk about you as the brand, and you represent, the whatever brand that is, if that's the Pacific Palms Hotel, Pacific Palms Resort, then so be it, right? But if someone gives you an opportunity to come on and do it, do it. It's all about your brand, right? It's all about them getting comfortable with you, and then you bring along what other brands you have with you. If that's Pacific Palms Resort, then that's Pacific Palms Resort, right? So I'm Russell, Russell Edmond, and I'm a sales manager for the Pacific Palms Resort. But they want to be comfortable with you before they can book that hotel, right? So that's what it comes down to. So make sure when you have time, or I think we should make time to do that, because we would definitely make time to go out and see clients, right? To wine and dine clients, to go to different trade shows, to travel and all that, because it's fun. But at the end of the day, we have to make sure that we're known, okay, for the people that don't see us all the time, right? So it all comes back to that thing that I always say: have a presence without being present. Okay, you can still have a presence. I have a presence right now with Craig. Okay, I'm not in front of Craig. I don't even know where Craig is. Okay, he could be in Orange County. He can be in San Diego. He can be in Phoenix, Arizona. I don't know, but I have a presence on either his phone or his computer that he happens to be looking on, because we're communicating back and forth, right? So although I'm not in front of him and he's not in front of me, but he has a presence and I have a presence. Okay. So how do we have that? How are we doing that? Because we're both doing something, we're both posting something, we're both doing a live, or I'm doing a live, or whatever. So those are the things that I'm talking about. Have a presence without being present. Okay. So when we can't be in front of them, we can't wine and dine them, we can't be on the East Coast because that's where the client is, we can always be posting things. Okay, so that's when I say, when you're not selling, what should you be doing for your brand? You should be visible. There you go. You should be visible, letting people know who you are, what you do, and how you can help them, regardless if they're in front of you or not. Okay, so there you go. See, that was quick and painless, right? So there you go. I don't have nothing. I ain't got nothing else. Okay, that's all I got. You got it. Okay, all right. So anyway, that is it. So once again, I do On Air with Russell of Hotels, that live hospitality talk show. I do that every Tuesday at 1 o'clock. Okay. In fact, I just got a phone call today. Speaking of somebody that wants to be on, right? That called me, reached out to me, Victor Simmons. I was on his show maybe a couple of weeks ago, right? And he asked me, when can he be on my show? He just texted me like, when can I be on your show? I said, when do you want to be? And he said, the February 10th. And I'm like, let's do it. So he's going to be on the show. He just published a book, or just wrote a book, and it's about to be published. So he's going to come on and talk about it. Now, Victor, if you know him, is an HR expert, human resources expert. Okay. He's been vice president of HR, human resources, and DEI for Ace Hotels. Okay, so he's going to come on, and in fact, I've known Victor for years, right? So we're going to get into that as well, right? So it's not about the book and everything; it's about showcasing him as a brand, and he just happened to be writing the book, okay? And that's a good thing, right? So that's what it's all about. So when you're not selling, when you're not in front of someone, you have to market your brand. And that's what Victor's going to do. He's going to market his brand as well as what his brand is doing. And that is writing a book that's about to come out, I want to say in March. So it's perfect timing for that. So there you go. And that's all it took, right? It's all, only thing it took was for him to call me or text me and say, hey, when can I be on your show? You know, some people do that. Some people have the liberty to do that, and everyone does. You can do that. So there you go. So once again, if the opportunity presents itself, take advantage of it. And sometimes we have to, let people know that, hey, I'm interested in coming on your show. I'm like, okay, let's do it. I've never said no to anybody, but the only caveat here, you got to be in the hospitality industry. That's it. If you're within hospitality, you support hospitality, that's all you need to do. Okay, that's it. That is it. So anyway, that is it. That is it for me, right? So anyway, you guys have a great day, a great weekend, great evening. I'm going to the movies tonight. Who goes to the movies anymore? I go to the movies every Friday night. Okay, every Friday night, and no one's ever in there. Okay, so movie houses are a dying breed. Okay, unfortunately, but a lot of people grew up. The newer generations, they didn't grow up going to movies, right? They had Netflix and all that kind of stuff, right? We grew up, we didn't have Netflix, so we had to go to the movies to see things. So, but if you go to a movie theater now, it's very few people that go. So I'm trying to support where I can, right? But no, a couple of friends and myself, we've been making it an effort to go to movies every single Friday. Okay, that's what we do. We go hang out, maybe have dinner afterwards, maybe have some yogurt, whatever. So that's what we do on Friday night. So there you go. That's it. Have a great day, great weekend. And as always,